we're going to review
MySims Party for the Wii.
So, LilWiiviewer, I know that you like the MySims franchise. What did you think of this game?
I think bad. B-A-D.
You think the game is totally bad?
Yes.
You think bad or awful? Because I'm leaning towards awful.
Totally bad.
You're a lot kinder to it. But of course, you like the MySims franchise. I don't. I hated the first game. I thought the second game was much better. This one's an obvious step backward. No, this isn't a step backward. This is a step off a cliff. The story mode is basically you're coming to this town to win festivals. And when you win festivals, you can get buildings and monuments you can put up, and then you can also get more people to move into your town. But the story mode is just as boring as can be. I do want to praise EA for doing something that I wasn't expecting. They have all the minigames unlocked from the very beginning. A lot of times game developers like to make you play the single player game to unlock some of the games. But they didn't do that, so I much appreciate that. You can play the minigames with up to 3 other players, or 3 other computer players. Each character that you'll use will have different attributes, so that means you have to choose the best character for the right minigame. Each time you play the minigame, it takes your character down a point in the minigame's applied attribute. It seemed like an unnecessary addition. I get it that you want to make each character different, but most of the time you'll choose the same characters for your team, so it becomes a moot point. Also, this is a kids game, EA. There is no need to make this game so complicated. I can see kids getting frustrated with a minigame only because they don't have the right character, and they can't win because of it. Why not just make a straightforward minigame layout? It also takes too long between the minigames because of this attribute gimmick. There's also a pick a card game that will reward you with attribute increases, or cripple you with attribute decreases. There are even items that you can collect in these card games that can be used before you choose a character for a minigame. But it was all so pointless. Just let us enjoy the minigames. There are 50 minigames in this collection, and they're pretty much all terrible. Was there any minigames that you found fun at all?
No.
You know what I think the problem was with all these minigames? They were all way too simple. It's like they only had ideas for like 7 games, then decided to tweak them a little bit for all the 50 games. I would rather have 20 good party games than 50 bad ones. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd even say 10 good ones.
What's even worse is that some of the controls were completely broken. Like some of the motion controls when you were doing the dance moves just wouldn't read it when you waggled.
But the other control of the dance worked.
Yeah, it worked, but what happens when you had to waggle? You get a bad score because the waggle wouldn't read.
And the computers are hard.
No, actually they're not. That's another thing I want to talk about. The game's computers would vary in difficulty from game to game. It was almost ridiculous. Sometimes they were so simple to beat. And then sometimes they would beat you down and crush you into the ground.
I just want to say this. First festival, they were easy. Second festival, they were like the worst thing I've ever faced before.
Here's an example of one of the more stimulating minigames. Which one's the same banana? Alright, no, it's not. No, it's this one. Woohoo! I picked the right banana! In your faces! Then there's the building editor, which you would think they would just copy and paste from the other 2 games since it hasn't really changed much. But no, they decided to completely change it and make it even simpler than it was before.
The building editor basically gives you options, not you have the freedom to do whatever you want.
They don't give you the freedom that you had last time to really build your own building and zoom in the camera and really put things where you want it to be. And they give you very few options to change your building around. And they give you absolutely no options to change your inside around. Your inside will always look the same, no matter what. There's also an online leaderboard, but since most people who buy this game won't play it again after a couple days, the leaderboard really doesn't mean much. MySims Party is a lame cash-in, and is a big step backward in quality in the MySims franchise. So, LilWiiviewer, MySims Party, would you buy, rent, or skip?
Skip.
I agree with you, LilWiiviewer. You should absolutely skip this game.